Hello there, and welcome to the 11th episode of CUZZO-OP, where you got two cousins, one podcast, endless entertainment. I'm your host for this episode, Willie, and as usual, we got
Isaiah, I'm here. Let's get it. Episode 11.
episode 11. So this week, we're doing a little smaller episode about news in the entertainment industry. That just good news for us, bad news for us, and we gonna slide in a few rumors towards the end of the episode.
We'll try to make sure that it's as spoiler free in its rumor nature as possible. I think we can do that. We could probably just like prune it off a little bit, right, Willie?
Yeah,
but we still gotta share though, because I'm pumped.
Exactly. The goal here is to really just take some of the last few weeks, the news that has been out, the good, the bad, the ugly, briefly discuss our thoughts on some of these things, and then just move onward, because we can't give an episode to every single thing we see. And so here's our little mix.
But we still got our finger on the pulse. You feel me? That's what this is. We got our finger on the pulse. We'll help you get your finger on the pulse. And we might as well just give a little bit of our thoughts on what's going on as well.
Exactly. So to start it off, I think we should just run with some of the good things that we've seen starting up, or things that we appreciate, at least from these last few weeks of movie, video game, and television news. So, Isaiah, I'll let you start it.
For sure. I want to stop for a second and just jump right into TV. Don't know if you watched this show yet, Willie, but there's a show on Netflix called The Night Agent, and it is killing it right now. It's just been announced as one of the most watched of all time shows on Netflix, which I think is insane. Like, it's a little FBI, kind of spy, but also kind of like not thriller. It's more like it's like action, plus there's like a mystery behind. It's a little bit of everything. And a show like this doesn't tend to become, in my opinion, one of the most watched of all time. I think that's an insane concept. So if you haven't seen that show, I really, really recommend it. My wife and I bodied it in like two or three nights. We just binged it. Have you heard anything about it, Willie?
I've never heard of that before, ever. You are me hearing about it for the first time. You are giving me that news. So what is it called again?
It's called The Night Agent.
Okay.
And so it's up there, and it's joined Wednesday. It's joined Stranger Things. It's joined Jeffrey Dahmer's story. It's joined Bridgerton, The Witcher as top 10 most watched on Netflix. Crazy.
Wow. Nice. All right. So that's pretty big news, especially if you're saying that it feels like it doesn't make sense for it to be there. Like,
it doesn't. Like, think about the commercial nature of Stranger Things is crazy, obviously. You know what I mean? The Witcher was a big deal because of the gaming community. Like, this just seemed like another show you might catch on Fox, but except it's with the Netflix level of production. But the writing was really good on this one, and you're at the edge of your seat. It honestly has like a little bit of like a Tom Clancy show type of feel, but without being Tom Clancy. Yeah, man, it was really good. Definitely a must watch. Excited. Congratulations to them for making something so dope.
nice. That's cool. I mean, I guess keeping in the spirit with that for Netflix, I saw a few weeks ago that an animated Stranger Things spinoff series was in the works. I just found that interesting because I would have never thought that show in particular was going to get an animated spinoff. Witcher has had their animated like spinoff movie, but Stranger Things never would have crossed my mind. So it's cool, and I want to see what they're going to do, especially because normally animation is used to do things that you can't get away with in live action.
Yeah, word. No, that'll be special. I think, again, man, I'm big on animation. Slept on, and there's not enough respect for what they do. So any level of adaptation animation wise, I'm always gonna watch for sure.
Another television news, real quick, since I didn't bring it up in our last episode about Star Wars. Star Wars Visions season 2 comes out on May 4th. I don't know if you watched season 1 of Visions. Um, just a couple of animation studios from around the world. They get to create whatever they want in the Star Wars world. It's not canon, but it's just Lucasfilm saying, tell your story, animate how you want to. And I've tried not to look into this new season, but I heard that they're doing like, there's a stop motion episode, and it's just kind of cool. I like it since we've had discussions about how Star Wars is so influential. This is giving people who maybe never thought they would work on Star Wars a chance to just do something small.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. And I love those episodes that are like anthologies. You get these little tiny opportunities to drop into a world that somebody just thought of. It's so dope.
To move into something else that I saw that I liked, James Gunn has announced his Superman film is going to be filming starting up in January, and I'm really excited for that film. I've been getting a lot more appreciation for Superman, and it's been so long since he's gotten a film, and just based on like the pictures of inspiration that Gunn is using for Superman, like he's like, this is what my film is gonna be. I'm like, okay, he's going for like real hardcore Superman, and it's called Superman Legacy. That sounds like a film that's really gonna make you feel something.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. He's gonna cook that up, bro. It's James Gunn, and plus it's his first. It's his first like he's behind the wheel of a DC movie, right? I think the rest have been like once he's kept around after being given the control of where it's gonna go.
Yeah, because he's done like the Suicide Squad, but he's in a different boat now. That number one, he's the big man in charge. Number two, it is not characters like Bloodsport and Harley Quinn. It is arguably the most iconic superhero of all time.
Of all time, of all time,
And
hands down.
so for us to see that, we're getting the ball rolling, we're getting things started pretty fast. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It was news that made my day when I saw it on National like Superman Day or something that we were doing the other day.
Yeah, I believe it, bro. 100%. I'm excited for that. Excited for everything they're gonna do over there. It's gonna be good. So I think like pivoting, switching gears a little bit. I do want to jump into some video games, some positive video game news. I'm really excited about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And I know you haven't played the first one, but I haven't even beaten the first one. I'm maybe like halfway through what I need to do in the game. But nonetheless, it is obviously one of the bigger moments in gaming in the last couple of years. So to see a sequel, they just released this, I think it's like 11 or 12-minute long demo of them playing the game. And these guys have gotten so creative with their world. The big thing about this game that I think is special is that your imagination kind of has no bounds on how you handle the obstacles in front of you. And they've kind of stretched that for the second game. And I think it looks so dope. They like have you being able to take pieces and elements in the game and turn them into different things using Link's abilities. And so like you can make a boat out of sticks on the ground, and you can make like a way to shoot yourself upward by just building it using the physics in the game. Like I think that's so dope. I haven't played a game like that in a while. I'm excited for it, and I'm sure people who love Nintendo and love Zelda are pumped too.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played Zelda like you said. I haven't played any of that. I haven't dived much into my Switch or its like possibilities. I would like to, but with everything right now that's about to start releasing, I don't know if I'll have that time to say, yeah, let me go do that.
Absolutely. No, I hear you, man. Once things start to lull down though in your life, 100% recommend jumping in on that for sure.
I mean, yeah, I've heard that some people believe that one of those games is like the greatest of all time. And so I'm just I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm gonna let that catalog build up, even though there's already been a build up, and then I'm just gonna go all in.
Nah, it's a good plan. But on May 12th, I will be playing the crap out of this game, son. And I'm gonna need a podcast episode eventually. So let's get it.
Eventually, yeah. I'll probably still be playing Jedi Survivor. But
I probably will have beaten it by then, if I'm honest.
oh wow. I thought you was trying to take it slow.
I want to, but you know how it is, bro.
Yeah, I won't be done by then. I've got a lot of things I'm doing over the next few weeks.
Very excited for that one. April 28th for that one, and then the Zelda game is May 12th, I believe.
All right. So now, if you want, we can move into some of these dislikes, the things that we have disliked that we've seen from entertainment news over the last few weeks. Just because we dislike it, if you're listening, you could love it. But what I'm bringing up, I'm just like, meh.
Bet, bro. So then you go ahead, bro. Drop the first bomb on us.
All right. So the first bomb for me was, it goes back to our earlier episodes, our Q&A, where someone asked about modern entertainment and the problems with it. This represents that. Moana, live action remake. That is terrible to me.
He tight.
And I know that you might feel different, because I know that you be bumping at Moana. I know your daughter loves Moana.
It's a special one over here, bro. It's a special one in this home.
But you gonna be bumping that live? You gonna be bumping that live action?
No, but at the same time, bro, like, we know Disney is in this. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I expected something like this. There's room in my head for expectation of this happening. Beauty and the Beast, like, they're taking classics and doing it. Why wouldn't they do it with these animated films?
But like, instead of spending the money and time to make a meaningful sequel or to craft a new story, they'd rather just do it again with a movie that's roughly 7 years old only. And then you got Dwayne Johnson like, yeah, we doing this, yada yada yada, and then I just roll my eyes, because I'm on record. I'm not much of a Dwayne Johnson fan as an actor, and so to see him behind.
So you think Dave Bautista is better?
Yes, he is the best actor that came from wrestling. Absolutely. Between him, Cena, and The Rock, The Rock's bottom.
I agree with you, bro. 100%. Sorry, distracted. I just want to make sure.
I see you trying to pull on some of these threads, but yeah. So that upset me, because I was just like, we're wasting time. This is the problem. This is the issue in today's society, because then people are just gonna eat it up. I understand like 25-30% classics, but a 7-year film, a year that only dropped 7 years ago? Really?
Yeah. I'd rather have gotten like a sequel. That would have been nicer. An animated sequel. But yeah, you're right, man. We have an issue right now in Hollywood. We've said it before. We'll say it again. New IPs, new stories. It's like, it's almost like becoming hipster or like off-brand to create something new. Like, it feels like everything, the standard now is like remakes, homages. And so seeing that happen from Disney, it's a cash move, bro. It's 100% a cash move. They must think that they're gonna make bank off this.
They're gonna make bank, but it's just terrible. In my opinion, it's just terrible idea. Leading into my next take, an American remake of Squid Games from Netflix, the people who were responsible for putting out the other version of Squid Games.
So you're telling me if it wasn't from Netflix, like if it was from like Max, you would watch it?
Hell no, because I mean, I wasn't even that crazy on the Squid Game in the first place.
Oh, word. Nah, that's
But
crazy.
I'm just saying, if it were HBO Max or the CW, it would feel a little bit less, like a 1% less disrespectful, because Netflix is responsible for putting out the original, and now they're just saying this thing that occupied the most popular title in our history for a long time. Yeah, fuck you. We gonna remake it. And what pisses me off the most is if they really think about their options here, they could have done something that would make a lot more sense. But they don't want to think that hard. They don't want to sit and watch the show that they've just produced, where they say on the show that Squid Games happen all over the world. And so instead of just making a season or a series about the Squid Games that take place in America, they're just going to remake the first season using American actors and this and that, which is just so stupid.
Yeah, it's really stupid. And the reason why is because I don't know. I'm not thinking that people who've already gone through the journey once and know how it goes down and who dies and who wins, like who wants to watch that again? So if they're going to change the story and keep it in the world of Squid Game, then I'd hear it out a little bit more. But I do feel you, bro. There's obviously, it goes back to what we're saying, man. There's just all these remakes, man. All these remakes. And honestly, Netflix has this thing with taking like, Japanese, Chinese, Korean cultured shows and then like switching them into American. And it's also with like animation. They've done adaptations, American adaptations that are just trash. I don't understand why they feel like they need to do that. They must think there's enough of an audience monetarily that they feel like it's going to be worth it. But because if you look at the ratings of all of these shows, they're terrible, bro. Like have you seen the Cowboy Bebop reviews? They're terrible,
I've
bro.
seen that. I've seen the Death Note reviews,
The Death Note review. What was that?
which is why I'm scared when Netflix gets their hands on certain titles. That's why when you was speaking about Gears of War and Assassin's Creed being with Netflix, that frightens me a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, bro. All I know is we got a sickness out there in the entertainment industry, friends. I hope it dies soon.
Yeah. Because if that trend doesn't die soon, the entertainment industry will.
Hell yeah.
And so it's not it. You got anything you want to hop on about dislikes?
Yeah, man. I think we can't breeze past some pretty important movie news that's kind of in the front of everything right now. Jonathan Majors and the terrible downfall that we are watching of someone we thought was a dope person, dope actor. You know, he's been caught up in all these abuse cases people are coming out now and saying that there are other abuse cases that have happened beyond the initial. And to the victims of those that are using their voices to speak up, you know, we're thankful. We're thankful that you're sharing your truth because at the end of the day, if this is who Jonathan Majors is, it doesn't matter how great of an actor he is. That's not cool. And so I think for me, looking at what can come as a result of this, I start to think about like Marvel. Kang is basically the forefront of almost every movie that's supposed to be coming out from Marvel. He's some villainous presence like Thanos. So it's like, what do they do? Do they have to like recast him? Like, I'm just interested in seeing what the implications of that are, especially with him being dropped from a movie already as a result of these things he's done. So, what about you, bro? What are you thinking about this whole thing?
I mean, number one, it is crazy. And when all this news broke back in March, I was very hands off on the situation because you can never really judge so fast. I like to let these situations play out before really talking on it. But like with the amount of people coming out now and saying things, it's enough for me to say like I hope whoever he may have hurt is okay and goes through this process as smoothly as they can to tell their truth. And when it comes to him and the implications of all of that, there's this can spawn so many other discussions. He ain't the first actor who has had these problematic incidences.
In terms of, and not only that, in terms of superheroes.
I've never seen companies or places, even fans, move this quick. And I feel like there's a lot more than what's just on the surface level if you really look at this situation about how a man like this can immediately get hit versus some other people.
I mean, listen, man, you could get upset about the comparisons of race if you want, but at the end of the day, every person that has gone to move forward despite this coming out, they're white, dog. They're not black. And so at the end of the day, like, I think that's also what's unfortunate. You know, it's heartbreaking that if this is the case, you know, which is what it's looking like, man, at the end of the day, you know, my man Jonathan Majors is bugging, bro. Because this isn't news. Like, this is what it is, bro. Like, come on, dog. So it's really unfortunate, man. The whole thing is real interesting. The Ezra Miller being able to still play Flash and Brolin being able to still play Thanos, though that's a point for sure. But on top of that, like overall, this is just heartbreaking. You know what I mean? It's not good.
It is. It is. I think there's also two weird lessons that can come from this. Like, number one, I just find the way people idolize actors and celebrities, especially on social media, is weird. It's weird the way. Can you like an actor? Yeah, I have actors that I love, but the idolization is where it becomes a problem. Like, treating these people as gods and goddesses, like
No, you're not. You're
that's
not
just
wrong.
so strange. And here's the danger of it. Here's the danger of it right here. Like, you and I, a couple episodes back, we talking about, okay, cool, Jonathan Majors did good, and that's because we were excited to see where he was going. But we can also take this step right here and talk about, yo, he's fucking up,
Big facts.
and he's stupid as hell
Hell
for it.
yeah.
But then there's people that are like, no, that is my Lord, that is my Savior, he is this, he is that. And it's like, yo, y'all hyped this man up to levels of godliness, and so now this fall is gonna look even harder because you hyped him up so much. And then on the other end, they're always haters that are just weird to me when you come out saying, I always knew he was a piece of shit. Like, I'm so excited to watch this man's downfall. I got my popcorn ready. Like, what's good with you? Are you sadistic? Like, are you okay? To say, I've always known this is gonna happen. Coming out the shadows. Like, yo,
Yeah.
who else you got on your
Yeah,
radar? Because
bro.
that's
Who you
weird.
clipping?
Or is it just a case of you want to seem like you always knew?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. It could be whatever. No matter what, it comes off hater energy, bro. Hater energy, top to bottom.
Like,
Something
yeah, even
stinks.
if it's a piece of shit,
Yeah.
I've always known, cackling in the corner. That shit is
And they're
weird.
always there, bro. You scroll, maybe not the first, the second, maybe not the third, but that fourth comment, dog. That fourth comment, someone like that, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, man. It's heartbreaking, man. The whole thing is just, oh, it sucks, bro. It's terrible. I'm tight. I'm tight, man.
To steer this away, just to get it going, I want to actually hop into a place where you can say whether or not you like this or dislike this. Now, my opinion on this, you could say it doesn't mean anything, right? Because I'm not a huge fan of this universe that I'm about to mention. I've seen a lot of people hating on this idea. And so, Harry Potter, official television show over at HBO Max, book accurate is what I'm hearing. They're doing a season of book or something along those lines. And I think, as someone who's not big on this universe, that it's kind of a neat idea to have it be book accurate. Now, in my opinion, if it would be animated, that would be perfect.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
But but the truth is, yes, those Harry Potter movies, for better or worse, whether or not someone likes them or dislikes them, are iconic, and this television show is going to have so much against it right from the start.
I know. At the end of the day, though, bro, I mean, there isn't enough good Harry Potter stuff outside of the movies. And I know that there's those people who want to defend it and gatekeep, but there were people like that when it came to Star Wars, and yet Star Wars did what it did, and now it's in so many genres and so many mediums, and all of it is special. So I feel like it's the same situation with the concept of something like Harry Potter. They branch out and do something like this. It's going to be dope, I think, to really have the time to cook the characters the way they need to. I think really down to the nitty gritty, what will be hard is seeing the Harry as Harry, you know, seeing Hermione as Hermione. Like, it's going to be tough to get over that a little, but then I think they'll get it. The same way we saw Last of Us pop off, and it was hard to see a video game adaptation played by different actors then be replaced by Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. We'll get over it here. I think it'll be good, man. I'm down. I want to dive into the story. I don't know enough about Harry Potter. I haven't even seen all of those movies. I've seen one here and there. So
I mean, yeah. For me, it is really just like I say the same thing about Game of Thrones. Like, if they were to announce tomorrow a book accurate animated show, I'd be in there, because I think we need to have both. We can recognize the iconic show that changed things, but we could also love this. And I don't know if everybody will be able to do that. I know people are already against this Harry Potter thing, like saying, nope, Daniel Radcliffe is too iconic, and John Williams, you can't be John Williams, so their music will never be able to touch it, even if it's good, and this and that and the other. And it's like, then it sounds like, honestly, it's not for you. Then that's it. Like, if it's not for you, let it be for someone else.
yep, the success of the show will speak for itself, bro. That's what they said for Last of Us. That's what they said for Last of Us, bro.
Another crazy piece of news that falls into the like or dislike category, depending on where you stand. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League was delayed to February of next
Yeah,
year.
bro, that's crazy. I mean, we knew this was gonna happen, Willie. I know you played that Avengers. You can't tell me you didn't see Avengers in that game clip, bro. I'm not hearing nothing. Bro, it had that live service model, bro.
You have it's you know what's funny about you and Avengers, bro? You have this unhealthy relationship with that shit.
Yeah, I hear you.
And it's mad fucking
But you know
annoying,
what?
bro. Because you sat next to me in 2021 and swore on your fucking life that that game was gonna be good, and I looked you dead in your face and said that shit was gonna be ass. And then the game released, and that shit was ass, and I told you that shit was ass. And now you want to talk about how everything looks like that freaking game.
Nah,
It's
bro.
like,
No,
bro,
no, no.
let that
No.
shit
No,
go.
bro. No. You know at the end of the day, this model, you're right, bro. I definitely thought it was gonna be good. All I'm saying is you were right, and yet you just platinumed it last night, 2 nights ago. I was on a call with you when you
I
platinumed it.
did,
So like
because I have a problem with trophy
I,
hunting, and
I,
when
I
I'm
all right,
fucking
all right.
81% done a game, I've got to just see it through.
All I'm saying,
Trust me, that shit was
I'm
whack.
sure it's mindless. I'm just saying that mindless live service nature of a game, it seems like it's popping up a lot. And the first place I saw it noticeably was Avengers. The model they got, all those microtransactions, the fact that the game has to be connected to the internet in order for you to play. Like, there's little things that I don't think they build games that are meaningful. So I think that's why the gaming community is flipping on this game. I'm not surprised they pushed it back all the way to next year. Didn't they initially just push it back like a couple months?
So it was just weird because the game was supposed to release in 2022. But then Gotham Knights was delayed, and they delayed this, and so everything was getting pushed back. And so now this game was going to drop in May. It was delayed indefinitely, and now it's in February. Now, someone who's on the inside, they have claimed that the reason why they are delaying this is to get rid of that online aspect, that you have to always be online, which is a great thing if that is the case. But yeah, there's probably also doing some tweaks on some of the other things that they say that they're not really doing. You know what I mean? Um,
They were getting cooked online, bro. Worse than Gotham
I
Knights was
mean, they
getting
were
cooked.
getting cooked online from, in my opinion, people that aren't ready for it to not be an Arkham game, because I know people are very caught up on Rocksteady and the fact that they've only really done those Arkham titles, and it's been 8 years since the last one, and people wanted that new one. And, the I trust in Rocksteady has suddenly disappeared incredibly fast with just the announcement that it wasn't a Batman game alone. And so I feel like there's people that are automatically against this game because of it. Now, are there things of concern that I saw? Absolutely. But like, at the end of the day, it looked to me better than what Avengers did off of any of those original trailers. And based on the way that they've described the game, it sounds like its main focus is on delivering that narrative rather than that service. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't. It looks like a cheap delivery system in terms of building or passing on a story that's meaningful. I feel like that's not what I envisioned from them. And I understand you gotta let go of your expectations, but at the end of the day, bro, they wouldn't be wagging their tails, running away, needing a delay if what people are saying isn't partially true, bro. I think they just drop it, no?
See, but now we're getting into the conversation of when the hell do we decide to give a game company credit? If they're listening to feedback and they've done the things to change it, people are gonna call them pussy. But then if they don't do it, we gonna call them trash.
yo, you're going off tonight,
I'm just
Willie.
saying, like, can anybody win nowadays with any of these topics? No.
We shouldn't have did news, bro. This guy Willie turned right now. He's
I
so hot.
am,
He's
because it's
heated.
just incredibly upsetting where it's like, oh yeah, y'all turn y'all tails, y'all run away, y'all delay yourselves. And it's like, but you were just bitching about what they were gonna drop. So pick a struggle. Or do you want them to delay the game to drop that? Or do you want them
Well,
to
there are some games, just like there are some shows, just like there are some movies, in light of our conversations tonight, that are going to drop whether we want to or not. You know what I mean? I just think them running away proves that they may have heard some of the critique, and it might have been enough for them to go, okay, we need to rearrange this. Credit to what they'll do and credit to what they've done, because all that means is the game is just on its way toward being finished, and it just got shown a little early, which is that cyberpunk kind of syndrome. Listen, bro, I'm playing through Cyberpunk 2077 right now. That story is still some of the best writing I've ever experienced in a game. It's just the body was so trash, I didn't stick around. And that's all I'm worried about when it comes to this game. And I think if they're worried about that too, then time
That's
works.
valid. That's valid. For me, I'm putting my respect on Rocksteady Studios. I'm putting that respect onto them to say, even though they haven't officially said it, they've just delayed their game. But if they are taking this time to work on the things that people showed concern about, respect to them. Because I don't think that they should fully just up and change what their game
Right.
is.
I don't think they will. I don't
But
think they will. I think we're still going
there
to
are
get
things
that.
that the main concept of the main thing that I've heard is they're removing online. They're removing that whole thing.
They should just make it a game where you can have 4 friends jump in. Not this whole I can drop into your game at any moment type of concept. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it seems like it's pushing the energy of. We don't need that from y'all. Please. I'm begging you.
Also, I give them credit for trying something new after making 3
This
games
man
that are
Willie
very
just this man
structured
Willie just wants
similarly,
to give
bro.
him kudos no matter what, guys. But look, all that being said, I'm glad we got
No
through.
matter what, Rocksteady, do you know what they started with? Do you know the team they started with in Batman? Do you know how many people are on there? And now we want to keep people tied down to the shit that they've been making forever. I give them credit for trying to do something
At the
new.
end of the day, bro, when you create video games or you create anything that people like and they delight in, eventually that delight turns into a demand. And everybody knows that because demand is exactly what people supply to the right degree to make money. It's marketing, it's business. So as much as Rocksteady gets their kudos, At the end of the day, they can't be upset by their fan base having their ankles broken. It's gonna happen, bro. At the end of the day, it's not just
It
that you
is
make
gonna
it's not just
happen.
that you make it. It's also the fact, bro, that you make it well. Like Arkham changed combat in video games forever. Forever. So
100%.
at the end of
But
the day,
they
bro,
wrapped that
if
up.
they doing
They wrapped that
don't
up
matter,
in
bro.
2015, bro.
Don't matter, bro.
They said Arkham Batman is done. So people thinking that they about to drop a Batman Beyond
It's not about
is stupid. Is
it's not about
stupid.
the style being exactly the same. Because I'm even one of those people that laments over like games they could have made and continued in their niche. Because I felt like they were just getting started. Like I still like, felt like they can do more if they brought it to Green Arrow or they made a Deadshot
I'm in that
game.
crowd
Like that would have
also.
been
Where
sick.
is the Green Arrow? Where is the Superman? That would have been lit.
But
But for them and where their beginnings were, to say, let's try something different. Let's try implementing multiplayer co-op into our games.
yeah,
I gotta give them credit
I
because it's
understand what
like
you're saying, bro.
they took the different route. We talk about safety all the time and the safety behind these new creations, and they decided to say, no, we don't want to be safe. We want to try something different. Whether or not that works is a different story, but I give them credit for being brave enough to try that in the first place.
Yeah, nah, I feel you, bro. Kudos, bro. Kudos.
Trying to come at my kudos. That's crazy right now, son.
I'm glad that we've now gotten to the end of our, like, dislike, positive, negatives part of the conversation. I want to just jump last thing, bro. I know you got those rumors. Let's talk those rumors, Papo. Come on.
So the first rumor, Spider-Man 2 from Insomniac. Love Insomniac. But the rumor is that they're introducing the multiverse into the story of this game. And I think they could keep that. They could keep that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in the last 4 to 5 years, all these Spider-Man stories have been about what? Multiverse, No Way Home, Into the Spider-Verse. I believe that if Insomniac were to do it, it would be done well. But for the character of Spider-Man, the comic book character, I do not want multiverse to be his defining characteristic. If this were their final game and they wanted to go out with a bang, sure. But we know it's not their final game. It's only their second game for this. And so I say let them build up to it instead of trying to just throw it in there while all these other stories are doing it, because then it's just going to become flat.
Yeah, I agree with you now. I was going to say something completely different and talk about how they would eat it and how they said that the technology they're going to use will be very similar to Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And in that game, you can jump from world to world so seamlessly, these cool set pieces. I'm thinking, oh, yeah, this is going to be dope. But what you're saying makes so much sense. It's not just that I'm tired of multiverse from Spider-Man. It's also like I just miss the stories of the kid from Queens just swinging and saving his town. Like, I want more of that. I want to get back to the roots there. And so it would be really good for them not to do that. Stick with this whole Miles storyline. Put Venom in there. It's going to go crazy. Sorry, that wasn't spoilers. That was all in the trailer. Stop playing with me.
That, that was all in the trailer, right? And then for the second rumor that I saw today, in fact, and for those listening when we dropped, this would have come out yesterday. Spoiler warning, MCU related, rumored casting. Supposedly, the closest person to Mr. Fantastic right now is Adam Driver.
I'm tight, bro. I'm just tight. Like, maybe it's just an expectation, but they even teased us with Krasinski, bro. After all these years of hoping that John Krasinski would be Mr. Fantastic, bro, the fact that they would switch it up and then Adam Driver? It's just gonna be a different dynamic, bro. Like, I guess it'll just be a different dynamic. I can't underestimate Adam Driver because he's too good. Like, if we look at acting like a sport, he's an athlete. You understand? So all that being said, I have no doubts he'll kill it. It's just John Krasinski, bro. Emily Blunt as Invisible Woman, bro. Stop. Zac Efron as Human Torch.
No, all right, I'll give you Krasinski and I'll give you Blunt because those were also my like higher picks, not Zac Efron. A few years ago, absolutely, but not anymore. I can't take Zac Efron as Human Torch anymore.
So who would you be your Human Torch?
That's difficult because I would love to have a Human Torch who is, I don't want to say way younger than Sue, but not like twin level the way they were back in like 2005.
Yeah, like 20,
You
like
know, I
21,
would,
like 22, like young.
yeah, depending on how they make them, because some of those Fantastic Four series have Mr. Fantastic and Sue at 21 and have Johnny be at like 15. And
That'd be
so,
dope.
at the end of the day, I would Adam Driver, that's an interesting decision. He is a great actor, so it would be interesting to see what he brings to the role. I just I don't feel in any big position about the Fantastic Four in the first place to really just say like, yeah, nah, or yeah, absolutely.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, man.
And so,
It's no matter what, man. That movie is incoming. It's coming, and I'm looking forward to it.
yes,
No
it
matter what,
is.
I've really missed them. I'm just gonna act like the one that came out. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us for episode 11 of CUZZO-OP. And if you are listening to us on Spotify and you swipe up from the bottom of the screen, you can insert pieces of news that you've seen that you'd love for us to kind of talk on. We'll definitely run that for sure on the next episode. Any other pieces you got, Willie?
I mean, if you're on YouTube, drop it in the comments. Follow us on Twitter. You know, that's where a lot of news comes from. And so just follow us there and shoot us. Hey, look at this. We'll bookmark it and then pop back on for episode 2 of the news and say, here's what some people have said. So,
Word. And the last thing that we want to let you know is next week we will be having our first guest on an episode of CUZZO-OP. We won't announce just yet, probably tweet beforehand, let you know it's coming and who it might be. But we're looking forward to next week. It's going to be great. Had a good friend of ours jump on. And so we're glad that you're here. We're glad that you listen. We're glad that we can be a place where you get to hear a bit about entertainment news. Over here at CUZZO-OP, where you always find two cousins, one podcast, endless entertainment.